Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode playthrough. As you can see, I'm in the S04E25, the large crane on, continuing the Star in the Sky contract, which requires me to collect 3 parts of an aircraft that's crashed in and around this lake, and this is one of the wings. And as you can see, I am cheesing it a little bit. Nah, I'm not really though, am I? Is it cheesy? Would I do this in real life? I don't think I would bring that bit. I think I'm more likely to do this than bring that big trailer down through this ice path on the side. This is a relatively small part of the plane, and rather than taking the big trailer all the way down to the other side of the lake, I'm just carrying it. It seems to be absurdly light for some reason. It's almost like it's a model airplane made out of balsa wood. It has no... It seems to have no effect on the truck at all, the fact that it's got this, what would in the real world be a relatively large and heavy thing on the end of the crane. Well, I guess airplanes are built for lightness anyway, aren't they? So maybe there's some authenticity to it. But anyway, oh, that's... There's bits of ice flying around. This crusty stuff on the side of this lake seems to be worse than the other lakes that I've driven on. But anyway, I'm just trying to get to where the trailer is, which you can just about see way up in the distance. And then I'll probably put this one on the floor. And what I would like to do is get the large fuselage piece out and focus this episode on getting that across. But I didn't want to drive empty with the crane and then have to go back with a crane and a lorry. I thought I'd give this a go, and to be honest, it just seems to work fine. Carrying it like this. I guess this is a 4-slot cargo. I know that the trailer is a 5-slot trailer, but I guess this particular piece is maybe 4-slot. So I was wondering if I had a different type of trailer to use than that big trailer, but we'll see. That's probably for next episode to worry about. The other thing I'm also wondering is if the wing is this light, I don't know what I'm assuming the fuselage will be quite a lot heavier, but certainly for the wing, I reckon I could have lifted this with the Tatra's crane rather than, and not even needed the Azov for this part. But anyway, it's all good. The Azov is here. So I'm not going to load this one up now. I'm just going to put it aside, probably drop it off over here against these rocks and save it possibly for next episode, depending on progress. See how we do today. I'll leave that there. And then now the next thing for me to worry about, restore the crane, stop the engine, is I know, because I found it, that there's the fuselage piece there. And it's not a very friendly place to get the big trailer in, or if I got the big trailer in, it's not a very friendly place to back it back out again. So either I don't, maybe I try lifting it with the crane the same way I've just done, or take the trailer in, load it up and then drive it all the way around, but that changes the route of what I would have done quite a lot for that recovery, I think. Although I'm still not convinced that I know a good route for this anyway, so don't know. But I think the first step is probably to get the crane in and get a feel for the cargo, and then work out how to get the aeroplane piece and the trailer together for loading purposes. This is episode 25 that I'm recording now. So I don't think we're too far from finishing out this season and moving on. which seems a bit strange. There's some fairly long-winded logging to do, obviously, but yeah. So this is easily the biggest of the three parts. There's not really a lot of room. That trailer is so massive, there's not a lot of room to bring that trailer in. You certainly wouldn't bring it in and turn it around, I don't think. Even if you turned up there, I don't think I'd trust the turning circle and my ability to reverse it and turn it around against all these rocks. Nah, no chance. So there is the plane. What's my options? Let's focus on getting the plane out of the water. See how physically big it is, and then we'll think about the trailer. So legs down. That's big, isn't it? That's the balance point. As soon as you attach a winch, it starts sinking. Great. Wow. That is impressive. Oh, come on. What? That is impressive. What? That is easily the biggest cargo we've ever had to load. I mean, not so impressive when some numpty hits the release button instead of the lift button. Wow. I've got to say, I am impressed with that. The question is, can I get the trailer under it? It doesn't feel... I know this is a big crane, so I haven't had a hell of a lot of experience. Well, I've almost no experience with this specific crane, but even the big red other crane, I've not had a massive amount of experience, but this feels like a very light part for its size. But I don't really think it's appropriate to try and carry it out with the crane lorry. So I'm going to drop it there, turn my engine off. I'm going to see if I can back the Tatra Phoenix in. Big ass for me to reverse that far. And I don't think there's anywhere to sort of go in nose first and turn. Maybe. Let's see how we do. Slow and steady. And rocks won't help, because I won't be able to steer quite the way that I want to steer. And I'm going to blame the rocks. But if I can get the trailer in and then go up that ramp a bit, that'll straighten me up on the rough direction I need to go. That's not too bad so far. What I don't want to do is fall in the water with the Phoenix. Right, that starts getting a little bit tighter there. So I'm pushing this over a slight gap in the water. Trying to bully it around that corner a little bit so that I can straighten up and try again. I'm not the best at reversing trailers, I know that. Although if I could get my nose into this little gap in this rock, that might help me a bit. It's actually a little bit of mud there, so a little bit careful that it's not a trap. We know the devs like to do traps. That's it, that's what I was trying to do. Bit awkward, but got there a little bit. Now that might be enough. If I move the crane, let's put my trailer in the water a bit, hasn't it? But if I move the crane lorry between the plane and the trailer, that's probably enough to lift it around. Although going back even further for the other wing will be a challenge. I mean, I know it's crashed, but I don't want to damage it more than it already is. Don't care so much about damaging the Azov, to be honest. But I just wanted to be on solid ice. I didn't want to be on those chunks any more than I have to be. Crane mode. Legs. I am gonna cheekily lift the ass end of this trailer slightly back onto ice and out of the water. Because I'm in a big crane, why wouldn't I? So that's the trailer a little bit better situated, I think. And now, pan the camera around. Could be able to get this, it's a little bit far away, but zoom out a little bit. Again, pan the camera. Let's see how we do moving this around. Try not to drop it back in the sea. Lake. That's at full stretch, so the only other question then is whether or not that's far enough forward. Wow, that's a big cargo. Is it far enough forward for it to pack? That's brilliant. I love it. I also don't know whether it's meant to go on nose first or tail first, but that's it on there. We'll restore the crane and jump into the Phoenix and see if that packs. And it is nose first. That's cool, isn't it? That does look smart, I've got to say. That's impressive. Now I've got to get it back through the nightmare route now. That's the challenge now, isn't it? But I've got to say, that is impressive. Right. Little flicker there because I did a screenshot. That's my thumbnail for the episode. And now I've got to get out. So I know some bits of the route that are pretty easy. What's my fuel like? 88%. Not too bad. I wonder if I can get there without taking fuel from the carrier. So my intention is get back out here carefully. Up onto the road. And I think I am going to go via the fuel carrier. Because I might as well top up. And then I've slightly moved the Zix and Recon trailer, and I think I'm going to come up through here and I'm going to try this because I don't fancy trying to go through that thin stuff. And then where it gets a little bit, so I'm pretty sure I can do this bit, no problem. And then I'm going to try down through here. And the only challenge I've got, well, one of the challenges, this is nothing but challenges, but I don't know if this is wide enough to get through. And if it's not, I'll be stuck. So really I should scout it. But I just want to try that route to get down onto the beach. I suppose if it doesn't work, then there's maybe a route here. But that's a bit more of a detour than I would like to do. So yeah, let's get to the little village area, grab some fuel, and then push on with what I hope will be a route that works. And this is the hardest. I thought about taking the wing first and trying the route out on a less difficult cargo. But where's the fun in that? Of course, it's got to be dark. It's got to be coming into dark as I'm starting to move the biggest cargo in the game. Or the biggest cargo for me so far in my experience of the game. don't fall into the lake, mate. Right, I'm taking a bit of a risk there with that left side, but now I'm going to straighten up. Yeah, trailer bullied itself over it, fine. Wow. This is a test for my Phoenix, isn't it? Just give myself a little bit more turning circle and probably whack it into dip lock to try and get around this in one go without too much danger. Nope. So it's bellying out a little bit, so that's... So I've got to take that corner wider, basically, if I'm going to go that way. There is a tree there that I think I can get some support from. I think there's one big tree there that I can't quite reach it. There's loads of little trees that are bloody useless. I want to get to that one. Now that's the trailer bellied out. Yeah, there's a trailer's legs, look. I wonder if I'll need the tattering or something to just give me a little bit of pulling power. Or whatever that is big. There's something fairly substantial kind of embedded in that rock. Trouble is, I still don't really want to go down there because there's trees down there that I think are going to cause me trouble as well. So I'm now out of the first part, but pointing the wrong way. Can I turn it round in there? Don't really like it because I don't want it sliding in there. I also don't want it to go in far enough that it bellies out in there either. Right, here we go. Now we're on the route that I want to try and use. Seriously, I love it. That is brilliant. I even want that to be another screenshot, but we'll see. It's too dark. Hello, thank you very much for the comment that gave me a tip on using photo mode for screenshots, where I've got the right truck and trailer combination to get a decent screenshot. Putting it in photo mode and then turning it to daylight mode just so that I can get a good photograph is quite cool. Breaks immersion a little bit, but it's giving me better quality thumbnails, so thank you very much for that comment. Right, we're on the road. It's wide, isn't it? Wow. Let's get some fuel. $900 litres left. Do I clear the trailer with the wing? What sort of plane is this anyway? Looks like, I don't know. Well, I'm not much of a plane bopping, but it looks a bit like a Shackleton or something. Don't think it says in the mission, does it? Star in the sky. Back in 41, pilot shot there. No, it doesn't say what type of plane it is. Right, so I'm going to try. There's a tree on my left there, but once I get past that, most of this route looked quite wide and quite passable, and it's more a case of whether you can get through the snow. So if I can get past that tree. I can then pull up over the hill. Tantra Phoenix doing a champ of a job. You wouldn't be doing this on your own. That's my point really with some of these recovery missions, is you would have spotters in scout vehicles with you the whole way. Nobody would be driving this truck on their own to carry a cargo like this through this type of terrain. It would be fun to do it multiplayer and do exactly that. Have, you know, if you get stuck with somebody else in a I don't know, a Tatooine or something, to give you a pull when you need it. Right, so I'm inclined. There's two options here now, and I'm not sure that either of them is, well, I'm not sure I like either of them basically. So the route I've marked out is let's try and go left to get, because there's less trees that way, and trees are the problem. But I could end up in a dead end down here where I just can't get through. I really should scout it. Or there's turn right, and I just worry that that's too tight through there. I also worry that getting over this gap is too tight and I'll get stuck. So I do think I will try my unproven route to the left. Because it just looks like the wider route through this, you know, it's just, is that a developer trap that they've put it, so you come down this way and then you get here and you'll get stuck and that's the end of your progress. But it just feels like, to me, that's the way that, like, that's the obvious wide causeway. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. So I've got to get over these couple of rocks. This is a little bit of a challenge. And hope that any trees in my path are of the breakable variety. Trying to go right because there's that tree on my tail. I managed to flex past it. I'm not entirely going to be sure which trees will flex and which ones won't. Caught on that rock a little bit, but I think I want to straighten up anyway. That's the trouble, right? Because it's dark, I can't actually see what's happening. I think it's the trailer caught on that rock. So if I have a look at the back of the trailer, I think what I need to do is get a point from the trailer, which might be that one, back to this tree. Right, I'm going to detach the trailer for a sec, and then I'm going to try and get it just to jiggle when you reattach a little bit and get a better angle for me to pull, reattaching it on a slightly different angle. Where's my titanium trees? I like my titanium trees. The ones that let me drive through anything. Or maybe one of these insanely strong, stuck in the mud ones. Because I think I just need to jiggle a little bit to that side and the trailer would come unstuck. Bit of movement. Detach again, and then once again line up differently, because the trailer's moved forward at least 1.5 meters. And then that's moved me far enough to get my nose onto a big tree on the other side of this puddle. I don't like that route, but I have got a bit further forward. And this is definitely a 5-slot cargo, this particular one. I don't know what the other wing is like. The one wing that I've already seen just now looks a lot smaller. Although I haven't got a lot of trailers anyway. Unless I wanted to bring in the twin steer and see if I can put a wing on the twin steer. That might be a bit of fun. Bit of a gamble though, isn't it? I've got the all-wheel drive upgrade for the twin steer now, so I can put the biggest chains on it. 8-wheel drive, 4-slot cargo. Right, now, am I driving into a trap? That's the question. Is this something that the devs have baited with a nice wide path on the map, and then when you get there, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, literally? Because these types of trees are easy. These types of trees will just bend out of the way. So what I would like to do is go in a straight line, but I don't know whether these are bendy trees or not. Are these bendy trees? No. That doesn't look very bendy. What about that route? Can I squeeze through that alley? Take it wide. Because worst case scenario, which might be right now, is I have to bring a crane here, unload it, lift the plane around. A bit artificial, but once again I cannot actually see. So that's caught on that tree. So maybe try and get a bit of lateral movement to the right. Yeah, and then caught on that tree. But that tree will bend out the way. Oh my days. Just bend those trees. Oh my days. Maybe that worked. Wow. What an incredible contract. And I haven't finished it yet, obviously. But wow. I think that route was alright, actually. Where I struggled to get over the bit I was stuck on, for what, I don't know, depending on how much of that are time lapse. For me, I think it felt like about 10 minutes stuck trying to get over that little hump. If I'd have been in the Kolob with a bit more ground clearance on a trailer, I might have just run over that, not a problem. I've got some rocks here, let's be careful. Get myself back in lorry view. Yeah, congratulating myself on getting something done, I've run onto some beach rocks and there's nothing here to help me. And this is a bit muddy on this beach, on this edge. Nothing to winch to. There are choices, because I can always drop a trailer and see if I can get myself moving. Trailer's a pretty big thing for me to try and winch myself from. Just reposition the truck so that I'm not on those rocks, maybe. Those rocks are right under my belly though. Should I just get the tasser in? I'm up to the top of my wheels. You can't really see it because it's dark, but I'm up to the top of my wheels in mud. Yeah, I think I just need the tasser in. The tasser in is fully fueled. Unfortunately, I wanted to do a couple of scouty things with it where it is, but I don't think I've got that luxury. I think I need it to come and help me with this, and maybe even stay on this beach. But it's fully fueled, fully repaired. Is it fully repaired? No, its suspension is almost dead. Not too many choices there. I haven't got time to take it to the garage for a fix-up. So I've got to get the Phoenix moving slightly so that I can reattach the trailer. And then see if the tattering can help both the trailer and the Phoenix move. Just yank, you're out, mate. Change truck, Phoenix. Pull it back just enough. Line it up a little bit so I'm not in the rocks that got it caught. And then try not, because I'm in the mud again, but just enough to reattach. Too far away. Yeah, fair enough. I'll get you. I get what you mean, buddy. That looks alright though. Okay. And then see what I can do solo rather than getting the Tashin to tow me every step of the way. But I suspect I might need it before the end. We'll see. It's just rocks everywhere. It's difficult to pick a path through. But I am just gonna not mess about and see if the Tattering can pick a path more easily and just provide enough motive power to keep myself moving. Like right here, it's fairly small rocks, and I would probably would be alright, but it's just not worth dropping it. And I'm trying to pick a path based on rock size of in my immediate future. Because fuel is important, but so is time for me, because I've got an episode to get through. And I'm sure something like that big colob would probably just stomp through this stuff. I'm a little bit intrigued with the idea of trying to pick up at least the smallest wing with the twin steer now. I've just got that. I've got a little worm in my head that's saying try it. Because honestly, taking this trailer backwards and forwards is the hardest part of this. Although taking the trailer back the route I just did is probably fine. Better than going up through where I went on the previous episode, I think. I do think I've got a fairly good route now. That's not where I have to go off to the road, is it? It is. I've gone slightly past where I wanted to go. So I basically need to turn right and get myself up to this road now. I'm going to back them both up a little bit. Or maybe actually, maybe I'll just drop the Tatterin and see if the... I'm nearby to help, see if the Phoenix can do this bit on its own. I was daydreaming a little bit there and heading too far. So I think up through this snow, get diff lock on, and then there'll be a bit of a hump to get onto the actual road, but let's just see. There's a few trees to use for purchase if we need it, which we will. I don't think I'll get to that. Oh yes I will. Get to that. That's a big tree directly in front of me. And then it's just whether or not I can get the legs of the trailer over that hump. That's a big if, isn't it? That's not a very nice bit of road. I'm not going to give up just yet, but this might be a bad idea. Oh, titanium tree, is it? It is. Nah, see, I haven't got, my wheels aren't engaged with the ground well enough. Because the trailer is humped and lifting me off the ground. So, I haven't scouted this enough, have I? I'm going to have to try and get back down onto the ice and see if it's a better way further back. Something that's got a bit of a less extreme hump to get over. Even through there and then turn, maybe. I think I need to get far enough past so that by the time I turn in, I've got a smoother run onto the road. Maybe here. That terrain looks a little bit better. Obviously I've got the option of using the Tatterin again anyway, but it's a bit more satisfying if you can do it without. There's no doubting, I know I've got the trailer on a rock there and this is quite low, but there's no doubt in the pulling power of this Phoenix. Pretty damn good. I'm just hoping that this is a smooth enough run to let me turn onto the road. Even here it doesn't like it. So how do I get up here then? Oh, look at the map. Do I cross there? Is there a route through there to pick up the road? Is that the play? Getting it back down is no trivial matter though. Obviously gravity's on my side, but it's still a bit of a ball ache of a drive. I felt sure I'd be able to get up through that, but obviously not. Now that I've looked at it from this side as well, having pushed some snow away, I think there's a couple of like rock ledges underneath the snow. So no, probably not. Just keep driving it into stuff that I don't know the way. Might need the Tattarin's help. Tattarin, let's not mess about. Got to get it done. I've got time. The episode duration is with a little bit of time lapsing and strategic cutting. I'll be able to make it work. Tell you what, different approach. We'll just go in the same place, do some scouting, come up here. Get the Tattarin on the road and get the Tattarin to look at the route from the other end and get a feel for the terrain without getting stuck. Yeah, I find it so when I was editing the last one and the recording was quite long, and then it turns out that I ramble on maps a hell of a lot, so I've always got oh no, I was trying not to do that. So I've got no suspension. I just deleted the last of my suspension. Yeah, so I've always got... That looks like a good bit of terrain. What's through here then? No. I've always got a fairly generous option of time I can take out of a recording duration by cutting down on quite how much rambling on the map you have to listen to. Right. So I think I need to get onto the road from here. See, that's got big old chunks of horrible rock in the way though. You're not bringing that plane through that gap. No chance. So it's gonna have to be here. I think it's there, that route that I've just done. Okay, let's see if I can just get it moving enough to get some momentum. I was going to jump back in and let it drive itself, but I just think it's easier if I just stay on it until it's at least on the road. Well, all in all, I'm happy with the route. And now I've now got a route end to end for the return with cargo part of it. I've got a route that I'm happy with, and I know there's a couple of bits of it where it will need Tattarin help, and probably a big collab would do it without a problem. So I am now gonna disconnect, back this one up, kill the engine and switch, and then because I need to maneuver the Phoenix, it's not easy to steer it when you're just dragging it. I need to get it past this power pole without that tail catching if I can. There we are on the road. I guess you have to do a trip each for the two wings. I think in the real world, especially if you can carry something as big as this, I think in the real world you would put both of those wings on at the same time. Just strap them both onto the trailer and go. Oh, well that's gone through some fuel, hasn't it? Tattarin's got some spare in the roof rack. Didn't notice how low I was. No, don't want that. I want fuel. And the repair points. I'll stick it all in. So I just need to remember that's the attachment. So I know that's not been as quick trip as it could be because I've been sniffing out the route as I went, really. But that's used a full tank on that Tatra because I filled it up before I left the little village. So that's a thing to be concerned about slightly. And I know I could just take the Tatra in all the way, but I am trying to not run two engines if I can avoid it for fuel reasons. I'll certainly take this trailer back down for the wing that has an engine nacelle on it. I think that just makes sense to do that. But I'm not sure that I'll take it down for the small wing unless I try to be cheeky and fit them both on. But I wouldn't be able to pack both, obviously, I assume. Getting through there, no problem. Don't get stuck on power poles, please. And he gets it stuck on a power pole. Gets it stuck on a blimmin' power pole. A bit of reverse winching then. From there, get an angle right. Now back me up. No, don't slide more onto the pole. Kind of natural that would happen though, isn't it? Can I get far enough back to get the truck lined up? So basically, get back into truck view. And try and keep the trailer far enough to the left that it'll go past that power pole. Done. Done. Wow. What a contract. What a delivery. I love it. I think for that one, you'd be better off just skipping that road entirely and just going out into the snow and the small trees to the from this direction to the left of the power poles. I think that would be a better route with this cargo on board. Now, I don't really want to try and go through those trees. And normally I crash down this barrier and just go through. But I don't fancy getting stuck in there. So I might try and weave my way. Don't really want to go all the way around the road. I'm a bit lazy for that. I might try and weave my way through these tree stumps and knock a bit of barrier over to the left of that green shed. Oh, power poles. Nuisance. Maybe I should just follow the road. Got to back it up a bit straighter to get it. Again, hugging left. So I know the fuselage is the biggest piece. I'm hoping it's also the piece with the biggest overhang. But I suppose a wing with a nacelle on it could be really awkward and funny shaped, and could be physically smaller but overhang further, I suppose. The devs are evil enough to do that. In a good way, because if the game was easy, we'd complain more. Right, so I'm past that power pole. Can I now get myself in through there after I just accept it and stick to the road? I think the latter is a better option. I really cannot fault this Tatra Phoenix for what I've asked it to do. I think it's done a grand job. I think the issues I've had with the fact that the high saddle could do with being a little bit higher, a bit more ground clearance on the trailer, please. But that's a truck choice restriction, because I haven't got pull-ups. I haven't got the money to buy a pull-up. So I think for the thing it's been asked to do and the constraints it's operating under, I think this Tatra's done a bloody good job on this. And I think it's done a better job than the Taker could have, personally. Maybe I should prove that by doing it again with the Taker for the next load, but I'm not doing that. I'd have to go to the garage to get a high saddle. Coming into sunset. It's not running out of fuel again, is it? It is. Oh my days, it's out of fuel again. I only put 120 litres in, but I still thought it would have got further than that. That's it, dead. So the Tatarin has got half a tank. And no suspension. So the Phoenix isn't far from home and it's got a clear run, so I'm not too worried now. Just need to get some fuel in it. Refuel. Into the Phoenix. I will put some from there, plus I'll put all the roof rack again. So it's got plenty, and I've got plenty to get back and refill again, or maneuver myself. But just pull up here out the way. I'm not pulling with the Tatarin because I want a bit more control over that tail so I don't get caught on power poles. I'm just trying to put this thing's back end up in these trees out of the way for a minute. Change truck, Phoenix. And clipped into the fuselage here. Interesting. Right, let's go. I'm hugging left because it's the power poles that are dangerous. I think the trees on my left I'm hoping we'll just flex out the way if I got too close to them. Those power poles are just going to stop me dead though. Lights back on. Take it wide. There we are. I love it. What a delivery. What a delivery. And that's part 1 of 3. Well, part 2 from an episode perspective, because logistics for the first one. Look at that. Look, there's a helicopter. Just go and get the wings yourself, mate. Don't be making me do it. Can I fly your helicopter? I'll give it a go. Can't be more dangerous than what I'm doing now. Engine off. And deliver. Fuselage 1 available. Done. What's that symbol mean? Don't think I recognise that symbol. A pillar with... it's okay, so that's a air traffic control tower with a little Gumby airplane taking off from the runway. Is that symbol? I guess it just means airport. Fine. So, part 1 of 3 delivered. Done. So that is going to be it for this episode. There's no way I can do any more. I will fuel up again and get myself down to the next collection. Get the wing with a fuselage out. And do that one next and leave the smallest wing till last unless I can convince myself to either try another truck or a different trailer. But I don't know that I fancy taking this trailer in there 3 times. But anyway, that's all for next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We got there. It actually was not quite as bad as I expected. I think I've got a route that works. And a bit of support from Tattering is not a bad thing really. So yeah, I don't think that went too badly. Could have been worse. So hopefully the next 2 will be easier. I still doubt, unless I do some heavy editing and cutting, that I would get both of the wings in 1 episode. So I still think it might be 2 more episodes to finish it. But at least I know I could finish it in 1 part per episode, because I've just done that. I'll prep for the next one, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. But in the meantime, thank you very much, and goodbye.